watchOS 27 Beta 2 has been released. It was a day later than iOS and iPadOS 27. And there is another little issue. It is not available on at least the Ultra 3 yet, which is pretty interesting. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I've tried to update it multiple times and I've seen others complain about it as well. I'm also not positive if it includes the Ultra 2 as well. Let me know in the comments below if you have it installed or if you've looked at it on your Ultra 2. But let's go ahead and get right into it. First, we're gonna go into the settings, general, and about, and you can see this build number is 24R5305G. This build installed in probably about 40 minutes. The preparing took a while, but other than that, you know, it's typical install time. You never really know what you're gonna get with the Apple Watch. But I know what most of you are thinking is the new Siri here. And sadly, it is not. It is still the old Siri as of right now. Not sure when Apple's gonna release that, but maybe sometime after the public beta. Like, I'm not really sure if they're gonna update anytime before that. But there are a few things that I didn't mention in my last update and that we're gonna kind of go through and see what else we can find that is new. First, liquid glass has been redefined a little bit. You will notice it works really well, and I think it's a lot easier to read overall. But the thing people seem to be kind of annoyed with is this dynamic grid. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm mixed. Like, I don't know how much I really like this. It is changing. If you noticed in my first video when I was using it, only one icon would change, the rest wouldn't. That has since fixed. Usually, I think I rebooted and everything was fine after that. But people have noticed that there is no app switcher anymore. You cannot double tap to get to the app switcher. It just takes you to this. Other people have noticed, well, without the app switcher, how do I close apps? Well, there is still a way to close your apps. If you're one of those people that just close all your background apps, don't do that. Don't. Why? Like, seriously, that doesn't actually help anything. It does not improve battery. It actually makes it worse because Apple does a really good job at managing that. But I'll still show you how to close apps in the background here in just a little bit. But overall, you know, it's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it just because, like, I'd rather just organize this layout if I was somebody that really needed something, rather than have this. It's supposed to be dynamic. It's supposed to change based on the context. So if you're working out, it will give you different options. If you're on a drive, if you're out of town, all that kind of stuff, or even just during the day, what you're most likely going into. I just don't have a routine with my Apple Watch. Like, I use it for so much stuff and it's never really like time-based or location-based or anything like that. It's just, I want to get to what I want to get to when I want to get to it. So I don't know. I'm not really sure how much that's going to help me, and maybe you as well, but this is what we have. Now, how do I close an app without the app switcher? You're probably wondering that. So I'm just going to go ahead and open the step count app, and all you have to do to close an app, and it's very odd, but you hold the side button until you get to this screen. Now, this is the like medical alert screen and all that stuff, so do not keep holding that. But now if I go ahead and I hold the crown button, then the app closes. Now, once I open this back up, you will get that little animation that the app is opening up for the first time. So that is how you close it. So hold the side button, wait till you get to this screen, hold the crown button, and then it has fully closed out. So now you know, if you are somebody that needs to do that, it is more cumbersome than what the app switcher was, but it is still possible. Now, along with the app switcher removed, they also removed the Walkie Talkie, and it has not returned in beta 2. So this seems like this feature is going away. And you know, I used it with my kids early on, but we really haven't used it anytime lately. The ways to access it was the app itself, and then there was also an area in here to access it in your control panel, and both have been removed and it doesn't seem to be coming back. So it's kind of a bummer, but it never really worked that well for me. Did it work well for you? Let me know in the comments. It seemed so delayed and just so, like, I don't know, cumbersome to actually use. It just wasn't something me and my family really got into. Now back to the notifications, something that has updated that I'm personally a fan of. So right here, I got my notification for my activity. If you scroll down, you now have 2 buttons at the bottom. So you have the option to delete the notification, but now you can actually mute it as well. And you can set, just mute for an hour or just turn off the notification altogether. In the past, the only way to really access this is by swiping right on the notification, or swiping left, I should say, hitting this 3 buttons, and then you got access to mute. So it's nice that they gave us it in a different location, because a lot of people probably don't realize that you can swipe on the notification. Now for this next update, I did put the watch on, and that's because it has to do with the double tap feature. So something really nice is we now have the ability to tap into an item. So once I get down to weather, all I have to do is tap once, and now the weather app opens. This is really cool because we had double tap, which was great to see information, but then you couldn't really dive into it. So now you have that ability, and I can continue to double tap in weather just to kind of scroll through the actual interface. And it goes right back to the top when you are done. And the single tap doesn't work anywhere else really other than that. Let me see if it works in notifications at all. What happens? I can scroll through. If I single tap, nothing happens. So the single tap doesn't work anywhere else, but it is still nice that it works in the Smart Stack, which is also updated a little bit before I put this back on the stand. You will have more stuff eventually in here. So you're supposed to have the smart contacts once we get Siri, I'm guessing. But they talked about how if it's like a close contact and it's their birthday, you will see their birthday up in the Smart Stack, letting you know that it's their birthday. I think that's kind of really cool. I still haven't really found a good use case for the new Siri. I know a lot of people are really excited about it. I've been using other AI apps and stuff, and they still just work a lot better for me, but it's still nice to know that we are getting some stuff that is really usable, even on the Apple Watch, I guess as soon as Apple does finally release Siri. I can't wait for it to be on the Apple Watch, because I think at that point, then I'm gonna really be up for using Siri. Now real quick, if you are wondering how I have a picture complication set right here, this is an app that I created called Wristmate. It allows you to set any single or multiple images, and it will actually rotate through them depending on however you set it. You can set it on app launch or in a time interval. But once you open it, you also get shortcuts that you can set up and do all sorts of things. One of the ones I really like is the coin flip. It's just a little bit of fun, and you get either heads or tails. You also have a Magic 8-Ball style Ask the Orb, and you can even quick start a workout. And since we're talking about workouts now, let's talk about Workout Buddy. So right in here, if I go in here, you have access to Workout Buddy, which is now supposed to work even when you're not connected to the phone. So technically right now I am not connected to my phone because I actually have it connected to the Ultra, and I actually have access to Workout Buddy. This is something that we didn't have before. Usually if your watch wasn't paired to your phone, you wouldn't even be able to set any of these settings. Now I personally haven't done a workout with Workout Buddy without my phone since this. I need to definitely try that, but just the fact that I have this right here seems like it should be working even without the new Siri. If you've tested it and you've done anything with it, let me know in the comments below, because I'm kind of curious. Now that being said, I did hear some people think that we got a new voice, but we've had these 3 voices for a while and they basically sound the same to me, but I'll let you be the judge. So I'm gonna get this a little bit closer to the mic.
Way to get your workout started.
Way to get your workout started.
Way to get your workout started.
So those are the 3 voices, and I'm pretty sure that we've had those for a while. I know originally we just had voice 1 and 2, but at some point they did add voice 3, and I'm pretty sure it was before watchOS 27. So overall though, you know, it is going to get even better as Siri comes with it, other than just the fact that it can work without your phone now. You will have some new insights, including pace progress, distance progress, and workout duration progress. And it also now supports Spanish, which is really cool. Like, I'm glad they're opening it up to multiple languages. Now, something else involving workouts and just overall fitness tracking is the fact that the activity app or fitness app, whatever they call it now, is supposed to be more accurate with the step count. So that's really cool to see that they are doing some stuff with step count. So now it's supposed to sync and be more in line to what you see on your phone. I don't know if you've ever tested and looked and seen, like, I've seen this number completely different than everything else. You look at it in the fitness app on your watch versus the fitness app on your phone versus the health app on your phone as well. And this count is never identical to any of them. And so far it doesn't seem to fully be working. So you can see on the fitness app on my phone, it says, oh, there it goes. We updated, yay. So 244. Now let's look at the health app. 244. So everything's matching. That is really cool. Now, sadly, they still don't give us the ability, and let me just double check because we are on beta 2 now. So if I go into the complications and we go out of this one and we scroll to the top, because I think they call it activity. Yes, so we still just have our activity ring as our complication. They still don't give us that step count ring or step count number or anything like that as a complication, which is why I made another app, which is Stride Pal. So this actually shows you your step counts. I do the best I can to match what the phone shows you. We're gonna see how well that does in 27 and see how well it actually stays up. So I may do some tweaks to try to match everything even better, because my goal for this app was always to match the step count on the activity app, but that was near impossible to do. So I'm very curious to see how it works now in 27 with all the step improvements. Another item that I have personally enjoyed that has been updated is the Find My app. So before we had 3 different Find My apps, I believe, on the watch. Now we just have one. So you can just launch it. It will load a thing. I'm going to try to get out of that just so you don't see the actual location. But before, you had 3 different apps that go based on people, devices, and items. And now it is all built into one. You just press that icon at the top and you will get the options right here, which is super nice. And I just like the way it works. It seems to work really well. I'm gonna go ahead and close it real quick before you see my location. But yeah, everything seems to be really nice, and it's nice that they have it down to just one icon now rather than 3. One fix that I noticed in beta 2 that I did not notice in beta 1 that I am super excited about is the animation to get to Apple Pay. So they switched the buttons or something. I can't even remember exactly how it used to work anymore, but you have to hit the side button twice to get to where you can pay with Apple Pay. And that animation has always been awful, because you get the control center now is also that side button. So you would see the control center and then you would see your cards. So now if I double tap, it goes straight to the card. I love the way this seems to work now. It works really well. And you don't get that weird like glitch to where you see this and then it pops in. It has this nice smooth animation, and I am a big fan that they actually fix this. But also now with the wallet, you can actually create your own passes with either QR codes or barcodes, and it also syncs over to the Apple Watch as well. I don't have any to actually show you, but it is there and it is pretty nice. Music also seems to have a little bit of an update. It seems to work a little bit faster and everything there. I'm not gonna actually play any songs for you here, but overall it just seems a little bit better, but nothing major there. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at watch faces, because we're supposed to be getting a new watch face for the series watches. That's more like an ultra watch face, but it doesn't seem like we have that yet. We still just have the same watch faces as before. So nothing new there. Along with watchOS 27 did come some really bad news though, because they are dropping support for the Ultra 1, the Series 8, and the SE2 and older. And this is pretty massive because these watches aren't like the Ultra 1 and Series 8 are less than 4 years old. So, or right at 4 years old, I should say. I mean, it's pretty close. By the time this comes out, they'll be 4 years old. And that's kind of on Apple. Usually it's like 5 to 7 years is when how long they support devices. But they did come out, or at least I read an article that said they came out and said the reason why is because they really want to focus on Siri. And they really think that the watch is the place where it can be most useful and most helpful. I'm not really sure about that, but obviously it does work without the new Siri. I'm not sure how many people would actually want it, but I made a video talking about how you could possibly change Apple's mind, and a lot of people didn't really agree with that. I still think there is a chance. I'll put the video right here, but overall it's very interesting, and I'm not really sure where it's going to go, but let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments, and be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.